It's Hot Rod Reverend here. Before we get into the video real quick, I want to tell you about the website, hotrodreverend.com. Visit the website, you'll find out why I have the name Hot Rod Reverend. I am a preacher of the gospel of Jesus Christ. I want you to visit that page and see what the gospel is all about. Number two, visit hotrodreverend.com shop. One of the greatest deals I've got going is this. I've got a digital download for only $10 that includes all of the pages, almost 1,000 of the 1949 to 59 Ford parts catalogs, illustrations, all the rest of it in these catalogs. In addition to those two catalogs, I've also got a late 50s Ford engine shop manual that covers a little bit more than the Y block. It covers 6-cylinder as well. And then I've got owner's manuals. There's a lot in that download. Visit that today. Thank you for supporting the channel. Hey guys, just got back from Hanford, California, and just spent a few hours with Tim McMaster, the Y-Block guy, up there at Hanford Auto Supply and Machine. Had a wonderful afternoon. Big shout out to Tim for the time he took to explain some things about his head machine with valve guides and just different things going on there. And then of course, also the milling machine with the block. Of course, I got a separate video series on the Y-Block build, but this is the second time in just a couple of months that I was able to get up there. So enjoy these clips and all the footage from the shop. Hey guys, we're back at it again today, and we're here in Hanford, California at Hanford Auto Supply and Machine, otherwise known as the lair of the Y-Block guy. This is the Skunk Works right here.
So what we have here are Daniel's heads over here, but I have 4 Y-Block heads that I'm working on for customer engines.
Just walking outside the shop here, we've got all kinds of great relics, and relics that are running, relics that are in the works. But anyway, let's take a look at the block that's sitting here on the milling machine. We'll flip around the camera so you can see it. We're going to take a look at here in just a second and kind of walk you through how we're getting the block decked. All right,
so I'd like to surface that head we just cut the seats on so we can show the whole process, but my surfacer is set up to do blocks right now. So we got Daniel's block up here. This is for his project motor. They're usually Willys, not brake. And that won't hurt anything.
Yeah, I had some fun getting that piston out of there.
What was the lift on your cam?
Now, if you saw the November version of the Run It El Mirage, you'll notice the push truck here.
Here's a great example. Take Grandpa's truck and go land speed racing right here, roaring on the course now. ...1962 vintage Ford with a that is a D production pickup. Unibody F100. Class record is 158.404, and I think he owns this record if I remember correctly. Y-Block Guy Racing is the entry. Rod Riders Club with Jim behind the controls.
Come on, man. Good grief. All the traffic. And you can see the push board at the front. Then of course we got the hauler over here on the right. All kinds of great vehicles at Tim's shop here.
Yeah, so like I said before, you know, we build all kinds, you know, different engines for different people. I've got 4 of them going together right now. This yellow one right here, that's going in a 1956 F100. Yellow is the color it's supposed to be with silver valve covers. This is a 292 that's basically stock. It does have an RV cam in it. It's got a mummered intake on it, you can see that. Yeah. And a 4-barrel, and we put electronic ignition with a 57 distributor in it. Just make it run a little nicer and a little easier. He's going to have it dressed up with a stock looking air cleaner. When you open the hood, only the purest of Y block guys will know that it's not exactly a 56 engine. This is a 55 272 block. It's bored to a standard 292. It's got G heads on it. It's got street strip cam. It's a 280 duration with a 450 lift. Electronic distributor. It's a front sump pan with no front motor mount. It's made for a car. Stock B intake, which by the way is a perfectly good intake. The Mummert and the Blue Thunder intake are better in the long run, but there's nothing wrong with the factory B 4-barrel. It's got moon valve covers, nothing special. It does have the high ratio rockers on it. If people pressure me for a horsepower number on this, I would say somewhere between 275 and 300. But a lot of that depends on the exhaust system, the way you tune it. Guys get things set wrong all the time, but what it will do is when it's set up right, it'll set you back in the seat pretty good.
Nice.
A 1934 Model B Ford with an original Miller overhead conversion out of my 30 Sedan. That's a 334 cubic inch Y block. It's very good running engine. It's got 113 heads with 1.6 exhaust, 194 intakes. It's definitely been ported. You can see how big those exhaust ports are. It's just a slightly stroked 312 crank, stroked a 3.5 inch, which is really only a 16th more stroke. But I did that so I could use a set of aftermarket connecting rods that were meant for a Chevrolet of all things, but they were cheap and easy to come by because all Chevy stuff is cheap and easy. The pistons that are in it, they're old TRW power forged pistons for a 283 Chevy. So there's a lot of easy to come by Chevy parts that will work in these engines. Of course, the Chevy guys like to hear that because they'll say, well, that Ford runs so good because it's got Chevy stuff in it. Well, it's not manufactured by Chevrolet, it's just manufactured for Chevrolet. Anyway, that is a very good running engine.
Hey Tim, let's talk about this real quick. I noticed something on your intake manifold gaskets here.
Yeah.
Guys are telling me these days that it's hard to find a set of gaskets where there's a solid steel shim to block your exhaust from either side. So Tim, show us what you've done here to block that off.
Well, actually, this is a set of new old stock Ford gaskets.
Right?
And they come with a restrictor on them. A little hole.
Little hole, yeah.
I put a 3/8 bolt with a nut on it and a washer to plug the hole. Now you can't do that with your standard gasket out of a Felpro set, but you could cut these little pieces out, you know, take a soda can apart or something.
Yeah, Best Gasket still sells this style of gasket where it's got a restrictor.
Yeah, I just
and you could just put a little bolt in there like that.
Yep.
Ready for action.
And as far as that exhaust crossover, I know a lot of people don't like it when you got a nice pretty engine like this and you run it for a few minutes and it gets all black down in there on the crossover. We don't live in a real cold climate here, so you don't really need that. Maybe the guys in the northern states might need that little bit of heat under the carburetor as it warms up, but I'd rather keep a pretty exhaust or intake manifold. Okay, so the 4 engines that we have going together, we already talked about the 2 in back. We got 2 of them up here up front that are very similar. They're a little more high-end on the price just because they have John Mummert's aluminum heads on it. They're both technically strokers. This one here is a 292 and it has a steel 292 truck crank in it that has been offset ground to 312 stroke. Now the fellow that owns this engine, he didn't want to go any bigger bore than it had to, so it's really just a 30 over 292 bore So it's somewhere around 307 cubic inches.
Yeah.
It has, he wanted flashy stuff, so it has a polished intake, polished valve covers. It's got this red Holly air cleaner, MSD ignition, chromed road draft tube, red spark plug wires. It's got ARP hardware everywhere. This is a pretty expensive engine, just for all the bling on it.
Oh.
It is a 600 CFM quick fuel carburetor. I do like quick fuel carburetors. If they wanted to sponsor us, I wouldn't mind that. I do run their carburetors on the world's fastest Y block.
That is true. That is true.
And the truck too. It has. I take the valve cover off. It is easy. I think I can take the other one off with wing nuts. But this has Harlan Sharp roller rockers on it, which also has Smith Brothers push rods. It needs that combination just to fit the ball in the cup just right. Every engine I build, I balance. There won't be, the cheapest engine that goes out of here is balanced, and that's static and dynamically. I do have a balancer out back. We'll get into that as the project moves on. Both these engines that we're going to be looking at, they have forged pistons with metric rings, less friction. They've got H-beam connecting rods from John Mummert. John Mummert is the guy to go to for specialty Y-block parts. If you can't get a hold of him, be patient. He gets a lot of calls. I walk over here. This one here, I just want to give a shout out to him because I talk to him every once in a while. Last time he called me, he was somewhere between Hawaii and the Panama Canal because he works on a ship. And he's put a lot of money in this. It's a project him and his son are doing. It's a 1960 F-250, and they have big plans for it. My wife makes these really cool mugs. You know, if you got your car you'd like to have on your coffee mug so you can look at it in the morning. I got my 39 on that one and Sport Coupe there. Or you could buy a Hanford Auto Supply mug.
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
But anyway, if I can convince this lovely young lady to step in here. This is my wife, Kathy. She's the brains behind the scene in the office. And she makes these at Kathy's Crafty Designs. And you don't have a QR code.
We will drop a link in the tag and in the description, you guys.
And
thank you.
She loves doing this stuff too.
They're beautiful.
She's a true car girl. She even drives her own Model A. We'll go look at that later.
There you go. Thank you, Kathy.
This one is going to New Zealand. The fellow who owns it, his name is Alan, and he will be out here to pick it up during Speed Week this year. Again, Mummert heads. This one has the 342 stroker kit in it, so it's a 3 7/8 bore and a 3 5/8 stroke. This is what we're going to do to your engine. Ignition is a little simpler on this one. It's a stock distributor with the Petronics in it. Got the flamethrower coil, the quick fuel carburetor. This one has a Mummert intake, again polished. The Fenton valve covers, these are originals. He brought them to me polished like this. And the polished aluminum timing cover, which I think are pretty impossible to find anymore. I believe he had this for a while. Again, this one has the Harlan Sharp. Oh, and that polished valley cover, it's an Ace valley cover. I believe these are made in Australia or New Zealand.
What'd you say the ratio was on these Harlan Sharp?
These are 1.6 to 1.
1.6.
And these are readily available. John Mummert makes a 1.7 to 1 rocker, but like a lot of his stuff, you have to catch him at the right time. Just to plug our friends and other Y-block enthusiasts, these wing nuts here are made by Spotlite Kustoms. Yeah, call Brandon, he'll help you out. Good guy, I've dealt with him for years, really nice man. Just since we're here, I'll show you this one. This is another somewhat special engine. It's a 342 stroker. Now it has 113 heads on it, not aluminum ones. It's got the regular Ford 1.5 to 1 rockers. This particular engine is going in a hardtop.
Oh.
Now, if you know what hardtops are, those are like little sprint cars they used to race back in the day with coupe bodies on them. And they do a thing up here in Fresno called the Legends of Kearney Bowl.
Okay.
And if you want to see some really cool racing back in the day, look up Kearney Bowl. So, box. We do those.
There are some GM engines I see. You got to pay bills around here.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
And I guess that's about it.
All right. Well, thank you, Tim. Appreciate your time today.
Yep.
Quite the experience. Once again, a big thank you to Tim, and of course, just spent some time with Kathy, his wife as well. Had a great time up there this afternoon in Hanford at the machine shop. I told Tim I felt like I could just get a cot and just spend the night up there, maybe even a couple of nights. And of course, Tim's old school, as you can tell. He's been at it 40 plus years. He knows his stuff. Of course, if you know anything about the Y-Block guy, Tim holds the record for the fastest Y-Block powered vehicle at the Bonneville Salt Flats, and hopefully again in a couple of months here in August he'll be racing up there, and we'll have some coverage of that as much as we can here on the channel. But thank you guys for joining us today. I hope you'll take a chance. If this is your first time here, you'll kind of sift through the playlist here on the channel, see what's available for you. We got all kinds of things, tool reviews. We've got great clips about the Y-Block Ford, of course, my 1955 Ford Fairlane Club sedan I've owned since I was 16. I've also got a Bible study playlist here. There's quite a bit going on at Hot Rod Reverend. And then also you can check out hotrodreverend.com when you have the opportunity. God bless you, and we'll see you on the next one.